Hello and welcome back to Pokémon Violet, where today, it's my birthday. And because it's my birthday, it is possible for me to find Pokémon with a specific mark that gives them the title, The Chosen One. I like Metagross. I am going to find Metagross, the Chosen One. But just to make sure that things actually happen. Hey, Califor, and thank you. Yep, that sure is a birthday animation. Hey, guard, I'm doing fine. Hope you are too, and thank you. Oh yeah, I gotta go find me a Beldum or Metang with a mark. Which means I need to catch a Beldum or a Metang. So we're just gonna come over here and then have ourselves a little picnic. And then I'm going to look up a meal. So, since we are looking for... I wonder, would it be better to look for a steel type or a psychic type here? Hang on a sec. Steel we would get Sandshrews. But psychic we might end up getting, like, Solosis. I wouldn't mind getting either of those shiny, honestly. Let's just go steel type. I like more steel types than I do psychic types. And we are going to use the easiest method of making sandwiches, also known as the rice drop method. So we get rice, then we get peanut butter. That makes this a steel sandwich. And then if I want to have encounter power, it's all about the herbas I put on here. So spicy and salty, salty and sour, or double salty will all get me encounter. So I guess salty and sour is my best choice here. Oh yeah, Duraludon is also neat, though I actually already have 2 shiny Duraludons. But yeah, watch this incredibly delicious sandwich I make. Isn't it so appetizing? It's just spiced bread with peanut butter on it. Truly a work of art. Doesn't even look like it's got anything on it when we're eating it. It's just bread. And yet... it gets 3 stars, and it gives us the powers we want. I should have saved before doing this, but then again, I haven't really done anything yet, so even if I did reset for having gotten nothing, I wouldn't lose anything. So, never mind. We're good. Okay, so... I just need to check Beldums for titles. Everything else I only need to care if it's shiny or not. Maybe I should have gone with a psychic power. Maybe I really should have gone with a psychic power. Crabberall, you're not even a steel type. What are you doing here? Yep. Oh. I, like, really should have gone with Psychic. I thought we'd be seeing more Beldums. But I guess the fact that these Sandshrews can spawn in packs certainly, makes them a little more likely, huh? Thankfully, they're a fairly obvious shiny, the Sandshrews are. Like, the tan part... Oop, we got a mark. The tan part of Sandshrew's body turns blue. Okay, so we caught it off guard, so let's try a YOLO Luxury Ball. Yeah, figured. Okay, so now... let's do some false swiping. I'm so glad that they changed Beldum's only Breloom. Seriously. I gave you an item specifically to poison you. Your ability makes poison not do anything. Do not expel the poison. Yeah, I'm very glad that they changed Beldum's only move away from being one that does recoil. Man, if I didn't want to get this thing in a luxury ball, it would be a lot easier. Alright, we got a sleepy Beldum. And now it's time to throw luxury balls and hope that this lowest possible catch rate doesn't troll us too hard. Seriously, why did they give Beldum a legendary tier catch rate? Do any other pseudo-legendaries have this low a catch rate? Like, seriously, I'm honestly curious. I think Beldum might be the lowest of them. I mean, admittedly, Guard, shiny hunting Beldums with Takedown, at least you can get around that by using a ghost type. But, like, yeah, it was not great. Yeah, the whole reason Beldum's catch rate is so low is probably because in the game it showed up, it wasn't even in the wild. Had to wait till Gen 4 to get a wild Beldum. I have to say, I'm very glad that Beldum has, and thus Metagross, has been available in every Pokemon game that has featured Gen 3 Pokemon. Except, well, yeah, it wasn't in Pokemon Legends, was it? Never mind then. But it's been in every generation of Pokemon games. My only problem is, Gens 8 and 9, I had to wait until the second DLC for it. I feel like this is a slight against me personally, needing to wait until the second DLC to get my Metagross every time. Breloom, stop expelling your poison. You are making me worry more and making this take longer. Watch this thing not even have the birthday mark. Watch it be some completely other mark. And watch it take this entire half hour for the sandwich. Just to catch this one Beldum. Unfortunately, Guard, herbal medicine won't stop the Breloom from doing it. It's, friendship and, sandwich happiness are two completely separate values. There's no way to unsandwich a Pokemon. Which is why I wish that system was more of an opt-in and not related to something that you want to do for other reasons. Like, it was totally fine in Gen 6 and 7, where it was Pokemon-Amie and feeding them beans that made it so that these systems got activated, because you didn't have to do those. The only reason to do those was specifically to get that happiness value up. But now, like, Gen 8, Gen 9, Gen 8, it's tied to the most convenient healing option you have, which makes it more likely that you would see use from it. And then Gen 9, tied to a healing option and also the best option for shiny hunting there has ever been. So, like, yeah, it's inevitable that you're going to get your Pokemon to start interacting with these systems, whether you want them to or not, because you're doing it alongside something that your actual goal basically requires. Yeah, Guard, doing the whole skill swap harvest Lepaberry thing on a Beldum would certainly make it more likely that well, it would make it basically guaranteed that we would eventually catch it. But even as is, getting its health this low and then keeping it asleep, our chances of failing to catch it are significantly lower than our chances of catching it before it starts struggling itself to death. Also, there's another Beldum behind me. Yeah, our chances of failing to catch this Beldum are relatively low. Hey, Outlander, thank you. Yeah, by the time we get to, I think it's 22 balls thrown, that's when it becomes more likely that we will have caught the Beldum than not caught it. I haven't been keeping track of how many balls I've thrown, but it's a bunch. We know it's more than the number of spores I have used. Breloom, stop expelling the poison. You make me worry more, and you waste my time. We still haven't seen more than 2 shakes. Stop waking up after only 1 round of sleep, please! Game, again, stop waking up after just 1 round of sleep, please. And game, give me a crit capture already. The chances of crit capture are supposed to be much higher than this. I have a full Pokédex. Well, at least we got 2 turns of sleep this time. Ooh, 3 turns. Breloom, please, stop wasting my time. I am literally on a clock right now. I swear, this is almost making me miss how in Gen 1 waking up from sleep took your entire turn. But I would seriously only want to have that happen when I am putting a wild Pokemon that I intend to catch to sleep. Yeah, Outlander, I am well aware of Beldum's catch rate. If this one ends up struggling itself to death, it will not be the first Beldum I've tried to catch that has done that. That said, it is more likely that it will end up caught than that it will end up struggling itself to death. It's all a matter of probability. And if it struggles itself to death, then that means it was not, in fact, the chosen one. How much PP does Tackle come with? 20? 30? 35? 40? Pretty sure it's one of those. But I don't know which one off the top of my head. Yeah, paralysis is more convenient than sleep, but sleep gives you double the catch rate, so it's more likely to get you the catch faster. Breloom, please. I feel like I had 580 luxury balls at the start of this, which means we are well over odds. We just got our first 2 3 shakers back to back. Still no capture, though. And there's my last spore. Next time it wakes up, I'll have to use a Lepa Berry, or rather an Ether. Or we could just catch it before it wakes up, please. Seriously, though, I am... Just watch. This isn't even going to be the right mark. Well, at least we get to throw 3 balls at it from this spore. Oh, come on. Alright. Time for some PP restoring. This Beldum just does not want to stay in the ball. Which is a shame, because I very much want it to stay in the ball. Also, I feel like I really should have seen at least a critical capture by now, if not a natural capture. Just the odds of the things. I have to be well over odds for both by now. If I have, in fact, thrown 40 luxury balls. Nah, guard. We'll know that my Dragon's Dogma luck has carried over if I catch this thing after all this time and it's the wrong mark, or if it actually struggles itself to death. And Outlander, I'm specifically only planning to catch one Chosen One Beldum. I don't need a shiny Chosen One Beldum because I choose the non-shiny for Metagross. It is my choice. I just want to catch other Chosen One Pokemon. As for which ones... Oh, there's a crit capture. There we go. About time. Now watch it have the wrong mark. Watch. Oh, we are not even in the right box for doing this sort of thing. Let's go to a nice empty box. Alright, Beldum, what mark you got? Okay, it's the right mark. We got Beldum the Chosen One. Excellent. Mission accomplished. Now to get a shiny chosen one of something. I don't care what. Beldum would be acceptable. But I'd take a shiny of any Pokemon that I like. And there's lots of Pokemon that I like. It's a shame some of the Pokemon that I like more than others live in places where the frame rate is atrocious. But such is life. Seriously though, Crabrawler, you're not a steel type. What are you doing here? And yes, Outlander, it does get the title, The Chosen One. That's why this stream has its title. It's a shame I can't send that guy back to previous generations, other than Gen 8, and get him a whole bunch of ribbons. It's a shame you can't get a mark applied to a Pokemon, or, well, some marks you can, but most marks cannot be applied to Pokemon that have already been caught, which is sad. Because, like, there's a lot of marks that I would love to get on a Pokemon that I bred up or that I transferred forward. But I can't, because marks have to come on wild Pokemon. Snubble, you are absolutely not a steel type. Speaking of not a steel type, apparently we found the spot where steel types just don't want to be. Yeah, since we already got our Beldum the Chosen One, the rest of this stream is just shiny hunting and hoping they have the mark. Ideally, I get at least one Chosen One shiny. But hey, whether I do or don't, I still get things. I didn't even check what the Beldum's nature and stuff were. Yep, Outlander, I am well aware that you can save in front of a shiny to make sure that you can't fail it. Though really the pro strat is to just not fail it to begin with, because then you don't have to lose your sandwich trying to keep the shiny. Because unfortunately reloading kills your sandwich. I wonder, are there good steel-type shinies that I care about somewhere else? Because, like, as neat as Duraludon and Alolan Sandshrew are, there's a lot of steel types I like more. I'm trying to brain whether there are any that I care about that would be isolatable. In order to figure that out, I'd have to take my eyes off this screen. When I need my eyes on this screen to check for shinies. I could press the home button to preserve my sandwich while I check things out, which is What I tend to do when shiny hunt... Oh, wait. I see you. And you have a mark. Are you the chosen one? Yeah, Outlander, I am almost certain that I would have had an easier time finding Beldums with a Psychic Sandwich. But I figured that a Steel Sandwich would have a higher chance of getting me a shiny that I care about. Are you a chosen Sandshrew? You are! Okay, mission accomplished. Both missions. And yep, that is a Jolly Beldum. Not bad. Let's judge him. Okay. No stats worth writing home about. Okay, where else can I find a steel type I care about? Let's just real quick. I do have a tab open. And since I've already gotten one shiny, it's not like I'm going to be missing a shiny from this sandwich. Okay, I could go get Corviknight. I could. So I've already got a Rookidee and a Corvisquire. I forget whether I evolved one of them to Corviknight already. It's possible that I did. Could go get Magnemite, not that that matters. Klefki, Forretress. Ooh, Orthworm. Okay, Orthworm is a shiny worth going after. Because I don't have one yet, and they are a lovely shade of blue. So, we want to see the east side of this desert for Orthworms. How much time do we... Okay, we've only got 2.5 minutes on this sandwich. Will they count? Ooh, you know what? If I go close enough to these ruins, we can also get Tinkatinks or Tinkatuffs. And as much as I prefer the non-shiny for that... Oh, but we also get a ton of Bronzors. I don't care about those. I prefer the non-shiny for Tinkatink and Tinkatuff, but I would not mind getting a shiny. Yeah, let's stick to Orthworm territory. Go for a shiny that I actually specifically want as a shiny. Excuse me, I was nowhere near you. Outlander, if I did have aspirations of finding shiny Paradox Pokemon, I've got a box to show you. Those shiny hunts have been done. Though admittedly, they have been done without marks. But I have specifically gotten every shiny Paradox from both Scarlet and Violet. And boy, was my luck for freaking Iron Moth just atrocious. And, like, I know Iron Moth is one of the harder ones to distinguish... excuse me. To distinguish between shiny and non-shiny, but I know exactly what to look for. And I checked hundreds of Iron Moths per sandwich. Care to guess how many sandwiches it took me to finally find one? Of course, resetting after each failed sandwich. Outlander, shiny Tinkaton, the hammer gets rusted. That's not what color shiny Corviknight is. Shiny Corviknight is silver. Okay, this sandwich is done. Just gonna park myself here real quick. Okay, good news, Outlander. When guessing about a dozen for me to get my shiny Iron Moth, you're actually over. It took me only 8 sandwiches. But yeah, I got myself shiny Sandy Shocks, shiny Brute Bonnet, 2 shiny Fluttermanes, or sorry, 3 shiny Fluttermanes. Right, one of the shiny Fluttermanes I got while trying to find this shiny Screamtail. The other one was just, I got my first shiny Fluttermane and turned around and there was another. This Roaring Moon and 3 shinies Violet. The Roaring Moon actually came first. And I figured, hey, I'll stick around in case I get another shiny Roaring Moon, and then these 3 showed up. Where's my other shiny Paradoxes? They're somewhere. Those are event Pokemon. Did I already put them in home? Maybe I did. Oh yeah, I think I did because I wanted to see. Yeah, the home icons for shiny Pokemon, like they actually show the shiny colors. But for the Paradox Pokemon, they have no metallic sheen to them, so they just look completely dull, and I wanted to see it for myself. And it's so disappointing. Okay, so I need to figure out what shiny I want to go after at this point. I could still go for Orthworm. Let's see what other steel types I can go for if I do get a steel sandwich. Could go for Pawniard and Bisharp. That's actually really appealing. I do have a shiny Bisharp, but not a shiny Kingambit. So that's an easy, yeah, I want that. How about in the DLC areas? What can I get for a steel sandwich? For a steel sandwich in DLC places, Orthworm, Bronzor, Pawniard, Bisharp, so same stuff we can get here. Scizor, meh. Alolan, Diglett, and Dugtrio, oh boy. And Magnemite and Magneton. Wow, the DLC areas, the only new shiny steel type they can get us is freaking Diglett and Dugtrio. Could also get Skarmory if I was on Scarlet, but I'm not, so yeah. Orthworm and Kingambit. Those are our goals. Time to make another super appetizing sandwich featuring only peanut butter, salt, and sour spices. Truly, I cannot imagine anyone who would not want to eat salty peanut butter bread. I don't have that many salty herbas, so at some point I'll have to transition over to using sandwiches that actually have more ingredients. Oh, Skarmory is not Scarlet only. Oh, it's... The spreadsheet I was looking at had it in a different color They had Skarmory in a yellowish box instead of a green box. I was thinking, oh, that means it's Scarlet exclusive. No, that means it's not isolated. It's not the only steel type you can get there. That's what it means. Scarlet is more of a scarlet color for Scarlet exclusives. That's what it is. Okay, time to see if I can't find me an Orthworm. And I should have saved before eating my sandwich, yet again. But I have faith that I will find my shiny. Because numbers work like that. It's always possible to fail a sandwich. But again, less likely than not failing a sandwich, provided you see enough Pokemon. But then again, I have failed 7 Iron Moth sandwiches in a row, so you never know. Thankfully, the blue should stick out decently well, especially if it's an above-ground Orthworm. I don't like the ones that just poke their heads out, because when you get close and they go hide like that, I have no idea if they're actually gone. We found it, and it's not just poking its head out. Is it marked? It is not marked. But it's still our shiny. I wish it was a deeper blue. Because, like, Orthworm is this generation's, haha, it's pretending to be a Pokeball type Pokemon. When they're just sticking their faces out. And, like, yeah, it's pretending to be a standard Pokeball if it's just sticking its face out. Not pretending very well, but still. And I wish they would have gone with, like, Ultra Ball Blue instead of this light blue. I know I could lower this thing's HP, but catch rate should be high enough even without doing that. And also, I don't know what the heck moves it has at this level. Don't want to risk it killing itself with a recoil move. Is that thing sleeping with its eyes open? It looks like it's sleeping with its eyes open. Nah, Outlander, more shinies than you would think actually do have some pretty decent thought put into them. It's just a matter of whether it's the type of thing that you'd be able to pick up on right away. There we go, crit capture. So we have already officially gotten value out of this sandwich. And now to go somewhere with a terrible frame rate in order to try to get a shiny Bisharp to turn into a King Gambit. I would also accept a shiny Pawniard. I don't have a shiny Pawniard yet. I got a shiny Bisharp that came as a Bisharp. Hello. And it's marked. Breloom. Expelling the poison stole health from you. Good job, you idiot. Oh, it'd be nice to have a chosen one shiny King Gambit. So now my issue is that I can't specifically go for shiny Pawniards anywhere. And Pawniard is the only member of this line that I still need. I've actually kind of shot myself in the foot with regards to what shiny steel types are available. So, let's just go through the Pokemon that can be found isolated with steel sandwiches. Corviknight. Would be cool. I think I've already got one. I've already got a shiny Cufant. I don't really care about shiny Copperajah. It's not isolatable anyway. Bronzor and Bronzong I've already got from Pokemon Legends. Is that Bisharp in the... Okay, no, it's not flying. It had both its feet up for a moment, and I was like, is that thing just floating? The one in the background. Apparently it's... That Bisharp back there is, in fact, floating when it's not walking around. It doesn't stand with its feet on the ground. That Bisharp in the background, look at it! The one by the Pokemon Center. It walks around, and then it just floats. What is it doing? Yeah, Bronzor and Bronzong I've got from Pokemon Legends. Lucario I do not care about. Are you a chosen one? You are a chosen one. Okay, so we get a chosen one King Gambit. Neat. Okay, let's see. Lucario, don't care. Magnemite. Mild interest. I've already got, I think, 2 Magnemites from Pokemon Legends, and that only leaves Magnezone, and I'm honestly not the biggest fan of their shiny. Klefki would actually be kind of difficult to spot because it's tiny and I don't know off the top of my head what is different about its shiny. Fortress, don't really care. Fourth Worm we just got. Pawniard I do care. Oh, wait. We can specifically go for Pawniard. Okay, that's our next goal. East Paldea Area 3. Or, East Province Area 3. So, that's here. East Province Area 3, right below the waterfall in River. But small spawns. Okay, so small number of spawns. So that'd be right here? Well, hey. We've already gotten 2 shinies out of the sandwich. Let's go for it, even if the chances are low. And hey, if I get another shiny Cufant, I can evolve it. Alright, I don't have shiny Varoom or Revavroom yet, either. We just can't isolate those. So, it would be around here? This doesn't look like Pawniards. Maybe it needs to be over in here. Nope, that's... I don't think there's Pawniards in here. Oh, there's one. Okay, so there are Pawniards in here. But they weren't kidding when they said it was a small spawn point. So, never mind about trying to find one here. Let's take a look at the, Zorua Forest. Wait, no, Zorua. Zoroarks are over here. Zorua are down here. I don't recall seeing Pawniards around here. Or do you mean Tag Tree Thicket? Because, boy, there are a lot of not steel types around here. How much time we still got on this sandwich? 20 minutes. Wow. This rate, I almost want to go for a shiny Beldum, but then again, we'd probably end up getting phased by either a Duraludon that I don't need, or... Well, I could use one more Sandshrew, but... Yeah, I don't think we're going to get Pawniards in this forest. Let's just go back here. Worst case, oh no, I get an extra Bisharp. And considering we can get pack spawns for Pawniards here, we are at least slightly more likely to find a shiny Pawniard than a shiny Bisharp. Slightly? Or so I can mislead myself into believing, given all these Bisharps that are spawning by themselves without Pawniards. Game, do more pack spawns. I know you love to do pack spawns. I've had so many shiny hunts be ruined by pack spawns. Pack spawns prevent so many shinies from being isolatable encounters. And yet now, the pack spawns just don't want to spawn in packs. Can we isolate specifically Pawniard in DLC? No, Pawniard and Bisharp both live in the Timeless Woods, so never mind. There goes that idea. So, at this point, it's actually looking a little more likely that I'll find another Bisharp, but it's my birthday, and on my birthday, a man is allowed to dream. I like how the Bisharp is buried in the rock, but the Pawniards are fine. It's just amusing to me. What I do know is that once this sandwich is up, I'm done looking for Steel-type shinies today. And then I'll have to choose what the heck else to try and look for. Because there are definitely some shinies in this game and its DLC that I like more than others. But I don't know off the top of my head which ones I would specifically want to hunt. I'm pretty sure I've already gotten most of the ones that are high value to me. I should also take a look at what outbreaks I have available before I decide on my next sandwich. Because that can certainly help guide me. Because there are definitely some Pokemon where it's like, I'm not really that into shiny hunting that one. But then if I see an outbreak, it's like, oh, well, might as well. Maybe I'll get the, or wait, are the new event outbreaks up yet? The version-exclusive ones? Because Scralp and Clauncher I wouldn't mind having. But then again, those would both be fairly annoying hunts. Anything that's on the water is annoying, simply because water makes this game's frame rate tank. Have fun with your Dragon's Dogma speed run, guard. I'll be here, hunting shinies. This is actually literally the first time that I have hunted shinies in this game while having game audio on. Usually I'm listening to an audiobook, a podcast, some YouTube video essay. Just something to keep my mind more occupied while looking for shinies. Though admittedly, talking to myself/chat also helps take that edge off, make it a little more palatable. But hey. Well, hey, good luck on Daimon 2 there, Outlander. I actually did my first hard mode Daimon 2 last night. And boy did he go down faster than the normal mode one, but then again, it helped that I was level 190 this time. And it also helped that I used 4 Tagulus's Miracles to fully buff my party's strength, because the eliminators that the city area before Daimon was absolutely loaded with were so kind as to gift me like 8 of those items. So I was like, hey, they wanted me to use this on Daimon, and so I did. Ended up, the level 3 weapon that I got from that, hard Daimon 2, would have been another of the longbow that I already have. So, decided to ditch that and, identify it as blue. And got an Archistaff for Garnet to use for her last 5 levels of Sorcerer. Before I put her back to Mage. Not that it's going to matter, because I've already accomplished very nearly everything I want to accomplish in the PC version of Dragon's Dogma 2, so... Love getting those upgrades right when they are about to not be at all useful. But whatever. Now I'm going to bring up a subject that I doubt very many people at all bring up while playing Pokemon. Resident Evil. As anyone who has watched my channel for a length of time knows, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Been on a big Resident Evil kick lately. Been, playing through RE4 Remake, going for a bunch of the achievements on it, on PC at least. Definitely looking to get all of the Steam achievements for that game. Oh, there's a Dragonite up there. Neat. Yeah, looking to get all the Steam achievements. It's gonna be some effort required, but it'll be fun. But, I picked up for a reasonable price a copy of Resident Evil Deadly Silence. I used to own it myself, but I sold it at some point and decided I wanted to have it back so that I could have an interesting way of streaming OG RE1, even if it's not exactly OG RE1. So that'll be on the docket for things to stream at some point. And I also picked up, for a relatively reasonable price, a Resident Evil game that is not well loved, but that is very interesting. You see, after Resident Evil 2 came out, Capcom decided to experiment. And we got a game featuring 2 very interesting character choices for protagonists, because of course Resident Evil games at the time, you always had to choose between one of 2 protagonists. Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, and this game, that was always true. But they were working with a much more limited system than they were used to. Not PS1, not N64. Game Boy Color. Resident Evil Gaiden. It is not a canon Resident Evil story. It's not canon. It has no influence on the narrative of future games or anything. But it exists. And you can choose to play as Leon S. Kennedy or Barry Burton. So, the first time players ever got to play as Barry was in a Game Boy Color game. That is, well, I've played it for like 5 minutes total ever. And, It's very special, I can say that much. It will be an interesting experience to stream that one when the time comes. After getting the Orthworm and the Bisharp so quickly, I feel like the shiny well has really dried up for this sandwich. Which is a shame. How much time we got left? 6:27. So we've gone more than 10 minutes without a shiny. I feel like going about 10 minutes between shinies on a sandwich is average-ish. Really depends on how many spawns you're seeing, but 10 minutes feels about right. Which means we're due for a shiny any moment now, right? But no, I actually more often than not only get 1 or 2 shinies per sandwich. But decently often I do get 3 or even 4. So, like, we could see another before too long. Well, I mean, it would have to be before too long. This sandwich doesn't have too long left. Yeah, Resident Evil Deadly Silence is actually a fairly interesting case. Because they took a PS1 remade it on the DS, which, you know, it runs it capably. But they also added some extra features, like if you play on the Deadly Silence mode, the DS version thing, with all the new features added, like, some rooms, when you go into them, you'll be put into a first-person mode where you have to fend off enemies using your knife on the touchscreen, which is entirely silly. But some of those sequences are pretty tough to get through without taking damage, but if you do get through them without taking damage, like they give, or, well, if you get through them at all, they give you extra supplies at the end. So if you get through without taking damage, it makes the game easier. Which is certainly a choice. But also another interesting thing, Resident Evil 1, the original game, is renowned for its voice acting being what it is. And Resident Evil Deadly Silence left almost all of that original voice work intact. Almost. They re-recorded one character, Richard, the guy who was arguably one of the worst performances in the original. The guy that we all know and love as saying, "This place is full of full of demons. Ouch." That guy had his lines re-recorded, and the new voice actor somehow did worse. And they left the new voice in. It's honestly hilarious, the state of it. Like, they could have just used the original voice and had a better product for it. But they made it worse, and I'm honestly not sure whether or not that actually does make it better, because, like, on the one hand, yeah, the voice is worse, but on the other hand, people love Resident Evil 1 for its terrible voices. So making those voices even worse, does that make the game better? It could be argued that it does. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to get into doing my playthroughs of classic Resident Evil games for the channel. Because while I've done all the remakes, I haven't done the classics. I've done a little bit of RE1, but that was just for a one-shot stream. But, yeah. If you're playing mainline Resident Evil games, I would argue that none of them are bad. Not a one. They're all good games. It's just a matter of how good. Because some are definitely better than others. Like, Resident Evil 2 is definitely better than others. I'm gonna have to decide what order to play things in. Because, like, I could just do release order like I was doing for Zelda games, and that way, at least for the most part, it'll be just a steady increase in quality. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Do Deadly Silence, RE2, make myself cry a little with Resident Evil Gaiden. But at least that one I haven't played the entire game before, so it'll be an interesting experience. Because again, I've only played about 5 minutes total of Resident Evil Gaiden ever. And then go from that to RE3. I think Resident Evil Gaiden came out before RE3. And then it'll be time to do non-VR RE7 for the first time ever, which, hey, at least I can do it on my PC, make it nice and pretty. And then it'll be time to do VR RE8 and VR RE4 Remake. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Though the VR ones, I'm going to have to probably not stream and instead do pre-recorded. Also, I'll probably hit Dragon's Dogma 2 before getting to those anyway. Okay, this sandwich is up. Let's take a look at the Pokédex and see if there's anything that stands out as, yes, I really want to get this shiny. I could go for a family of 3 Mousehold. I don't hate myself that much. I'm not going to do that. I do kind of want to get a shiny Bellybolt. Well, no, not a shiny Bellybolt. I don't like the yellow. Shiny Tadbulb just because it's a hard to find or hard to spot shiny. But I think I'd rather hatch that one than go for it right out. Shiny Kilowattrel wouldn't be terrible, but those things live near water, and water makes the frame rate sad. And when the frame rate is sad, I am sad. I do kind of want a shiny Espathra. But I don't want to have to deal with checking under all the shiny Flittle's skirts. Shiny Citadel would be neat, but there's no way to isolate it, which makes me sad. And, right, I was gonna check Outbreaks and see if we got any that I care about. Gardevoir! I've got shiny Gardevoirs already. A shiny Barraskewda would be cool. But again, water, frame rate, sad. Wow, I do not have a whole lot of outbreaks today, do I? Gardevoir, Murkrow, Barraskewda. And that appears to be... Oh, we've also got Finizen. Finizen I actually wouldn't mind getting, and unfortunately it's only in the water, but then again, since we've got an outbreak, that is a possibility. And since it's new to this game, I am more interested in going after it. Poliwhirl and Volbeat. Is that it? I'm used to seeing, like, 4 or 5 outbreaks per region. What gives, game? Crabrawler, don't really care. Seadra, don't really care. Alolan, Geodude, no. Saucebuck, nah. Alright, looks like we are going for a shiny Finizen, or 2. Let's make it 2. I want 2, so that I can evolve 1. Yeah, I've got plenty of shiny Ralts, Kirlia, Gardevoir. I don't have a shiny Gallade. If it was Kirlia's or Ralts's, I might have been more interested in trying to farm that outbreak. Wait a sec. Do I? Okay, it's not shiny. I just saw the yellow of its belly. That rookity over there. Okay, picnic time. Wait. Did I save? I'm gonna save. I wish it didn't take a year to put a picnic away. Making sure I've saved. And then, for a water sandwich, because Finizen is water type. Ooh, I'm gonna need... Yeah, before I make a sandwich, I'm gonna thin out the outbreak. Basculegion's pretty decent at thinning out aquatic outbreaks. Okay, here we are. One, two. Hang on. Windows made a noise at me. I need to... Ah, OBS disconnected and reconnected very quickly. Hopefully that didn't... Okay, yeah. Looks like it interrupted the stream a little bit. But, we're back. Thanks, OBS, for messing up like that. Whatever. We're at 3 citizens? 4? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get it. 13. 14. 15. 16. We're counting to 60, by the way. 17. 18. 19. 20, 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. Go get it. Go get it. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. And yeah, Outlander, Capcom has been on a roll lately. 39. 40. 41. I mean, they haven't... 42. They haven't been perfect. 43. 44. 45. Like, I couldn't care less about Exoprimal. 46. 47. But their sequels lately have been on point. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. That's not shiny, is it? No, it's not. It's just obnoxiously colored. 59. 60. And we're going to go a little higher than 60. I'm going to go until I get the next little pop-up saying something about the status of the outbreak. Just to be absolutely certain that we've gotten enough that count as part of the outbreak. Because some of the Finizons around here are certainly not part of the outbreak. There we go. Okay. So now it's time for that there water sandwich. And since we are shiny hunting in an outbreak, doing encounter power isn't required. But I'm still going to go for it, because that way, if I somehow do quickly get my 2 shiny Finizons and get out, while I still have time on the sandwich, I can still hunt a different shiny. Otherwise, I would definitely go for Humongo Power instead of Encounter Power, but there's a lot of water types I care about, so being able to potentially hunt them as well is appealing to me. So we get some rice. Whoops. And then we press the wrong button. So we get some rice. And then we want chili sauce to make it for water types. And then for encounter power, we go salty and sour, sweet and salty, or salty and salty. So sweet and salty it is. I am running very low on salty, which makes me sad, because salties let you make easy sandwiches like this. Outlander, the correct way to handle those eliminators is just not care about the damage because you have many of the game's best healing item in your pocket. You need not care about incoming damage when you have 20 wake stones. Every time you die, it's just free stamina. More tenfold arrows. Those were water powers, yes. I wasn't paying enough attention. Yes, water, water, water. Good, good. And so, down we go. Hey, look, there's a water Tauros. Neat. Not shiny, though. I would like to get a shiny one, but I've been actually including that in my breeding pool lately. Whoops. And you know, for all the red Gyarados I've gotten, because they were thrown at me, or because I found them in Pokemon Legends, I don't think I've ever gotten a shiny Magikarp. So I wouldn't mind finding one of those. I also wouldn't mind finding a shiny Bruxish, simply because I love how obnoxious its shiny color is. And it's obnoxious in a different way than the non-shiny Bruxish. I do not need a shiny Weasel or Floatzel, though, game, so please stop spawning those forever. I honestly wouldn't mind if Weasel and Floatzel took a break for, like, 3 generations. You know, like certain Unnovan Pokemon have done. Rest in peace, Patrat lovers. Oops. Getting a lot of Finisons, but our chances of finding a shiny are still not... Is that? No, it's not. Bruxish, when shiny, goes from, like, pink and yellow to red and white. And it's a very loud red. Yeah, with this outbreak having been thinned out, and with our shiny encounter power, I think our shiny rate here is something like 1 in 200 at this point. Might still be more. Certainly not as nice as the the event shiny outbreaks for the Milceries and whatnot that started at 1 in 200. And unfortunately, shiny Finizen going from blue to a pale purple is not the easiest spot. It should still be fairly noticeable. But like that one over there in the distance, I know it's blue. But from this angle and in this lighting, there's a question. I'm tired of running into weasels. It's only happened twice, and I am tired of it. Twice in 5 minutes is too much, I say. So it probably hasn't actually been 5 minutes, because fun fact, the timer for sandwiches does not count real time. It counts frames. I once tried shiny hunting something on Castle Royale Lake, and my 30-minute sandwich timer lasted 42 minutes because the average frame rate there was around 20. It was a pain and agony. It was just agony the entire time. I hated it, every minute of it. Because this game cannot run there. I certainly wouldn't mind getting a shiny Clauncher. Name it Zoidberg. Because of its coloration and the type of mouth it has. I feel like going out and then back in might be better for me than going side to side, because I think I get more Bruxish out here and fewer Weasels. Or, nope, that's Barraskewda and some Arrokuda. I wouldn't mind getting an Arrokuda or a Barraskewda. They're a nice blue. Though I imagine at least the Arrokuda would be fairly difficult to spot at a distance because they're so small. So ideally, I will get myself 2 shiny Finizens. That's what I would like to have happen. I like not evolving my shinies until I won't be denying myself the presence of a shiny for a living shiny dex. Not that I am actively pursuing a living shiny dex, but like, I don't like evolving things when there's a chance I could find the evolved one shiny later on. And admittedly, unless I'm doing raids, I'm not exactly about to find a shiny Palafin in the wild, but still. Thankfully, the frame rate here isn't quite so terrible as it is in other places where there is water in this game. So this is at least somewhat tolerable in that respect. That said, certainly not a perfect 30 FPS. There are definitely drops here and there. There's also the fact that just moving around on the water and looking for shinies that are even partially submerged does make it a little more difficult to shiny hunt in the water than on land. Oh boy, love discs do pack spawns. I sincerely hope I don't find a shiny love disc. I would not love that. Yeah, of all the things that I could find shiny in this area, Love Disc and the Buizel family would be the two biggest disappointments were they to happen. Everything else I'd actually be pretty cool with. But Love Disc and the Buizel family. I guess also just Gyarados. Magikarp would be fine, but Gyarados... I've got so many Gyaradoses. Like from Pokemon Heart Gold, I've got a shiny Gyarados that I named Big Red. From Pokemon Crystal, I've got a shiny Gyarados that I named Old Red. From Pokemon Gold, I've got a shiny Gyarados that I named Gold Red. From Pokemon Legends Arceus, I've got a shiny Gyarados that I don't think I actually gave a name to. But, like, shiny Gyarados. I've gotten plenty of the fixed shiny Gyarados, and I've gotten one shiny Gyarados of my own that was not a guarantee. I do not need more. I mean, I wouldn't mind terribly having a non-fixed shiny Gyarados that was the opposite gender, but I don't remember what gender the one I have is, and I don't want to have to be like, oh man, did I hit the 50-50? I'd rather have my shinies be things that I don't have yet and that I want. And thus doth the sun set on this in-game day of shiny hunting. Ooh. If I do somehow happen to get 2 shiny Finizons on this one sandwich, I know exactly where to go for further use of it. Though then again, at this point, I'd have to find them basically back to back for them to both happen on this sandwich and leave time to shiny hunt something else. Which is possible. It is possible to find shinies back to back. Just as it's possible to find 2 shinies at once, like I did with a pair of Milceries. But then again, that outbreak had boosted odds compared to this one. Kind of annoying how if you want to not miss a shiny that could have spawned, the best way to do that is to have your camera facing the direction you're coming from. Because Pokemon can and will spawn behind you, close to the despawn plane. And if you want to see those Pokemon, then you got to be looking the direction you're coming from. But it makes it a lot easier to run into things accidentally in the direction you're going. But if you look behind yourself as you go, you technically do get to check more Pokemon for shininess per amount of time. Whether you can actually stop in time for a shiny you detect, though, is an open question. And there's always that question of, is it better to not see a shiny you missed, or to see a shiny you missed? Because you've still missed it either way. And I would argue that in many cases, to miss it without knowing is certainly the more pleasant circumstance to find yourself in. Because then you just never know. But then again, seeing it and missing it just because you never could have gotten it to begin with Are you really losing something? And at least then you know your sandwich is working. Stop spawning love disc, game. I do not want a love disc. We've now gone over 30 minutes of having sandwiches up with no shinies. Feels bad. $30 minutes of no sandwich, no shiny. It's fine. 30 minutes of yes sandwich, no shiny. Hurts me inside. Did I seriously just find a patch of water with no Pokemon spawns? Feels wrong. Dang it. I keep tripping over dolphins. Something tells me I wouldn't be able to hold a picnic here. Alright, game. I'm begging you. Don't make me go an entire sandwich without a shiny on my birthday. Please. Please. Let me get my target. We're getting to the point where I am becoming concerned. Yeah, we've only got 7 minutes left on this sandwich. How ironic would it be for the first shiny hunt I fail on this stream to be the one where I have an outbreak helping my odds? I do have sparkling power, right? Yeah. And last I checked, Finizen is a water type. Please, game, stop with the love discs. So many love discs, please. I don't want to get a shiny love disc. Like, if it happens, I will catch it. Wait. I see it. I see a shiny. There's a shiny over there. And it's a Finizen. We got it. It's a nice little lilac color. I like that. Yeah, let's just put it to sleep and throw balls. And crit catch. I didn't check whether it was marked. Well, nothing's stopping us from doing that right now. Have you a mark? Hey, it's the chosen one. I do not mind at all having a Finizen the chosen one on the last 2 minutes of our sandwich. Can I get a second on this sandwich? Not if I keep tripping over non-shinies. And I'm not going to do a second sandwich going for Finizen. Like, sure, I could, but I'm not going to. I'll pick something else to try and shiny hunt. Because variety is the spice of life, etc. And if there's one thing I know about spices, it's that I am running low on some Herba Mysticas. Salty Herba Mysticas, which are not spicy. But it could be argued that salt is a spice. I don't know how successfully, but it could be argued. So it occurs to me that I won't be able to use my usual tell for sandwich done working, because everything here is water types. So I'm not going to suddenly see a non-water type show up. Well, actually, no, Kilowattrel can show, but sandwich is only good for 30 more seconds anyway. And sandwich dead. Take a quick scan of our environment. And no further shinies. Okay, let's take a look through another Pokédex. See if anything sticks out as something I want to have shiny. If I had a Phoebus outbreak, I would absolutely go for that, even though I've got shiny male and female melodics. I don't have any shiny Phoebus at the moment. Wouldn't mind getting one or more of those. Okay. Nothing immediately jumps out as yes, must get here. Shiny Impotent wouldn't be bad. So, keep that in mind, I guess. I already have literally every shiny alchemy. So, we're good there. Shiny Toucanon would be interesting. Shiny Alolan Grimer and Muck wouldn't be the worst. I wish I was playing in Scarlet so I could get these two shiny just in the wild, because at least Cranidos has a real nice shiny. I like the red. I do prefer blue, but I like the red on it. Porygons aren't terrible. Ooh, you know what? You know what? Litten. Shiny Litten. There we go. That's our goal. Between 1 and 3 of them. Question is there actually a good place to do the hunt for them? Because I know they can spawn here. But, like, can they spawn up here? If so, that might be better, because it's at least a little more space. I guess let's go to the Canyon Plaza and fly over and see if they can spawn in that larger space. So, no sandwich yet, just seeing if I can find a Litten. looking like probably not. Considering this is a separate spawn thingy than where I have found Littens before, I'm not altogether surprised. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find Littens here. So let's go where I know we can find Littens. Let's also check this Elekid. Okay. For a fire sandwich, ooh, we gotta go double ingredients. We go peanut butter and olive oil. That does not sound delicious. And then for encounter, double salty, salty sour, or spicy salty. So it looks like salty sour it is. And once again, we donate the rice to the table. And there we go. What an appetizing piece of bread that is. All right, Littens, where are you? I mean, they're here. Not as many of them as I'd hoped. Well, at least for Littens, the shinies are incredibly obvious. So even though they are relatively small and hiding amongst the grasses, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot a shiny Litten. And I know that Electabuzz isn't shiny, I just wanted it out of here. Looks like Littens can do pack spawns too. They're not spawning in the wall, are they? Well, they could. There's certainly enough space for a spawn in there. But if they spawn in the wall, then they might as well have not spawned at all. We can just not bother looking in there. Looks like the only real fake outs in terms of potential shiny Litten we get around here is the Sleepy Littens and their brightly colored little snooze bubbles. Because again, Litten is a very obvious shiny. When I was building my team to use for Indigo Disc, I actually almost went with Incineroar instead of Hisui and Arcanine, but decided on the Arcanine for 2 reasons. First, it's not Incineroar. Okay, 3 reasons. First, it's not Incineroar. Second, Perrin gave me one. And third, it's got extreme speed, and I needed a priority move. But if it weren't for those 3 things, I would have gone with Incineroar instead. Because it's, hey, it's a fire type, it's got Intimidate. Yeah. So admittedly, Fire Dark might have been more helpful overall than Fire Rock. But I like Arcanine. Hisui and Arcanine I don't like that much. Like, I prefer standard Arcanine, but Hisui and Arcanine is a change of pace from usual. And it's... I wanted to use Pokemon exclusively found in DLC. And Hisui and Arcanine fit that bill. Which is why I went for it. These things are so small. It's easy to trip over them. I really do hope that we get a Pokemon Legends Unova game sooner rather than later. Like, if they announced one for launching alongside the Switch's successor, I'd be all in. But considering the Pokemon Company tends to prefer launching games with hardware that's been on the market for a while, just to ensure that their the install base they're trying to sell to is as large as they can have it, I doubt they would do that. I think at best we would be looking at it being a Switch game that they would announce as being able to be run better on the Switch successor or whatever. There we go. Shiny Litten, right there. With a mark. What mark you got? Are you a chosen one? Yeah, Outlander, playing as a physical class in Dragon's Dogma, the answer to Daimon 2 is, in fact, cling to his face and keep hitting it. It's a very effective answer. But grats on beating Daimon 2. There we go, crit capture. And then we'll have to check what kind of mark this little fella has, and then go for one or two more of them over the course of this sandwich. Oh, neat. I completed a BBQ. Alright, Litten, what mark you got? Are you a chosen one? Nope, you're a sleepy Litten. And once this fire sandwich runs out, I think I am gonna just pop a psychic sandwich and see if I can find a shiny Beldum, the chosen one. Just because. And Solosys wouldn't be the worst. It's a decent shiny. Admittedly, I liked Solosys' shiny better prior to the switch to 3D. Because the gel that it lives in was less transparent, and thus it had its color more. Well, Guard, grats on finishing your Dragon's Dogma achievement hunting. Here's hoping Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't do the whole hard mode, normal mode thing the way Dragon's Dogma 1 did. Because apparently Dragon's Dogma 2 is also only going to have one save. But hopefully you can just change difficulty modes on the fly instead of needing to restart your whole file. Because a lot of modern games let you do that these days. And like, if they're going to make it so, hey, you get more XP for doing hard mode, then why not just let people go hard mode for only the things they want to, when that's basically the only difference. Especially if your character persists between modes. Like, just let us swap difficulty freely without restarting our file. Make it so that whatever rewards you get for beating the game with hard mode just only trigger if you did the whole playthrough in hard mode. Hang on a sec. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. One of my friends just stopped by with some cookies. And I could hardly turn him down. It's free cookies. And birthday wishes and all of that. Peanut butter cookies, by the way. My favorite type. Oh, shiny Litten number 2. No mark. So it'll be up to potential shiny Litten number 3 to be shiny Litten the chosen one. Okay, I got this thing from behind. I should have just tossed a Lux Ball right away. Oh well. Crit capture, alright. Okay, let's see if in these next 16 minutes I can get a third Litten. Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, it would never be hard, it's just probability. Should be decently likely that I could find a third one in these next 16 minutes. Certainly not guaranteed, but decently likely. Tripped over another cat. You know, sometimes when I've been shining hunting for a while, I go like 3 minutes between shinies when I've already gotten a good handful, and it's like, man, I haven't seen a shiny in so long. And like, I know it's only been 3 minutes. I know. And yet, sometimes that feeling is there. It's like, man, I've gotten other shinies faster than this. Sometimes you just want them to hurry up. So I need to start considering what other fire type I would go for if I get a third Litten in short order. I don't really care for the shiny Magmarline, so not that. As far as shiny starters go that are fire type, like, I don't really care for them, honestly. Shiny Charizard's fine, but I think I already have one. And then, like, shiny Typhlosion I do not care for. Shiny Hisuian Typhlosion is alright. But we ain't in Hisui. Sure, I could send it back, but... meh. Shiny Blaziken, I'm not a fan. Shiny Infernape, I'm not a fan. Shiny Emboar, I do like the blue on it, but I don't like Emboar, is the thing. Shiny Delphox, nah. We're already going for Incineroar. Scorbunny, meh. And, yeah, that's all the ones that we could go for in the wild here. Charcadet, I do need one more shiny to have all of its evolutionary line in shiny form. But it's one of those shinies that's kind of annoying to go for in the wild. Like, yeah, there's a place where you can do it, but it's not one of those where you can have constant motion like this. It's one of the ones where you basically have a picnic and then wait for spawns and look at each of their eyes as they spawn in. And that's not my favorite type of shiny hunt by a long shot. What other fire types even are there? I've already got shinies for Growliths and Arcanines of both flavors. So, like, yeah, what else is there? Litwicks I've already got because they did the shiny outbreaks for those. Fire is one of those types that I have a decent level of affection for a variety of Pokemon that are of that type. But, like, I don't really think about fire types that often, so when my brain thinks fire types, a lot just don't come to mind until I spend more time thinking, like, Numel? Nah. Slugma would be decent. I do like shiny Slugma. Don't have one yet. Magcargo, unfortunately, is not great, but Slugma is. I kind of wish that shiny Magcargo was still the kind of, like, gray dried lava that Slugma has going on. But that was from back when shinies were palette swaps instead of intentional recolors. Oh yeah, shiny Cantonian Ninetales is pretty good. Could go for that too, but I think I would go for Slugma first, just because I like it, and you can find it as is instead of needing to evolve something else to get it. Because whenever it's a shiny that you have to evolve something to get, that means that if I want it, I'm basically dooming myself to get 2 of them, unless it's a special case that I'm willing to break that for. And as the 4th and potentially 5th shinies I'm going for on one sandwich, that's not the most appealing idea to me. Cat just don't want to show up. And again, it's been less than 10 minutes since the last one, and 10 minutes is where it feels like, okay, this is where I should be seeing another shiny. No, I think instead of going around this class, maybe I'd be better off going up here to the border and then back. Because then I at least have Litten spawning on my route the whole way. Though admittedly there's a point in the route where I'm doubling back across Littens that have already spawned. Who knows, maybe I've missed a shiny Litten because I haven't been looking behind me the whole time. Or maybe I haven't, or maybe I've missed a shiny Litten because it was right there. Not marked though, so we don't get any Litten or Incineroar, the chosen one. And crit capture. You know, it is fitting that the only marked Litten we got was Sleepy. They are cats. And let's get an empty box here. And off we go to look for Slugmas. Slugmas are actually surprisingly easy to miss, mainly because they blend into their environment so well when they're shiny. At least in this game. But let's see if I can find one during the 4 minutes I have left. Right, there's also Houndour here, aren't there? Getting a shiny Houndour wouldn't be the worst. I've already got 2. But, I think they're both the same gender. So if I get one of the other gender, then I could have both Houndooms. Right, Slugmas only show up, like, higher up, I guess. There's Slugmas. Yeah, I'd forgotten that Slugmas didn't spawn lower down on the mountain. And Houndours don't spawn up here, so we're good. If it was nighttime, I believe we'd also be dealing with Litwicks. And apparently if it's daytime as well, I see you there. So never mind on that thing I was going to say about how it's good it's daytime. Chimecho, you're not a fire type. What are you doing here? Fun fact, it took until Pokédex 3D Pro for me to learn that it was Chimecho and not Chimecho. But it is, in fact, Chimecho. Because it is a chime that echoes. Oops. Tripped over that one because I was distracted by a cat who wanted petting. And we found Houndours, so it's time to turn back around. Kind of disappointing that the new special outbreaks that they've done since the ones that had the ridiculous shiny chances have not had ridiculous shiny chances. Like, I get why they wouldn't do ones with ridiculous shiny rates, but like, I want the ridiculous shiny rates. I want them. Give them to me. Give me the shinies. They were so easy to get. That's why I got over 60 shiny Milceries. But nah, all the outbreaks, the special event outbreaks they've done since have been standard shiny odds. And we are out of Sandwich. Which means... let's go back up here. And we'll do a Psychic Sandwich as our last sandwich of the stream. And hopefully get a shiny Beldum the Chosen One. Hang on a sec, I just need to fire off a text message. And text message sent, but there is a cat standing on my laptop, so I can't see my shiny recipes. Okay, here we go. Let's get to where I can actually make one. Ugh, fine. How about here? Okay, for a psychic sandwich, using the rice drop method. We will, as usual, grab rice. And psychics like vinegar with their herbas. And then for encounter power, double salty, spicy salty. And those are our options. But spicy salty is good because I've got at least a decent amount of spicy. So here we go. Final shiny sandwich of the stream. Rice goes on the floor. Top bread goes on the floor. And there we go. Bread with spicy vinegar. Truly a masterpiece. I didn't save before doing this, did I? Well, let's just hope that I didn't waste my salty herba. Well, it is very clear now, very clear, that Psychic would have been the correct choice for looking for just a Beldum earlier. But now we're looking for not just a Beldum, we're looking for a shiny Beldum or Matang. I'm not picky. I've actually already got a shiny Beldum on this very file, so maybe a Matang would be for the better. Or maybe 2 Beldums would be for the better, hmm? I wouldn't mind getting 2 more shiny Beldums just in this file. Though admittedly, between the chances of encountering them and then quickly catching them, I don't exactly have high hopes that I would be able to find and take 2 home. Not if I intend to keep Lux Balling them. Which I do. They deserve Lux Balls because they are good little boys. Or good little non-binaries. You know, it's kind of weird thinking about it. These computers have non-binary genders. You'd think that a computer would be more likely to use binary. So, I have just learned, just this moment, actually a couple moments ago at this point, the way this game handles lighting and reflectivity, yeah, reflectiveness, reflections, lighting and reflections on metal textures, makes it a lot easier for Beldums to fake being shiny at certain angles. Yeah, I think down here might be the better place to look for them. It's more open, which means we can get more spawned in at once. And then we just do loops around this big rock. Going for a shiny Beldum here is just pure hubris. Because I do already have the entire line shiny in my Pokemon home. Though admittedly, only one of the 3 was gotten via my own efforts. The other 2 were events. But still, I have the whole line already. Plus 1 extra Beldum on this very file. Going for a shiny Beldum, the chosen one. Hello, no, not a shiny. It was pretending to be shiny because of the lighting. Yeah, going for a shiny Beldum, the chosen one is just for the hubris of it. So, my cats, it is currently 10 minutes until their dinner time, their scheduled dinner time, which is the same time every night. And of course, because it's only 10 minutes until dinner time, that means they're both absolutely starving right this moment and will certainly die if not fed immediately. Because that's how cats are. They want their food now. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure they run on, like, a 23-and-a-half-hour clock instead of a 24-hour clock per day. Because they always start clamoring for food about half an hour before their actual dinner time. Always. Because they're cats, and that's what cats do. But, got these cats a little over a year ago. On January 25th, 2023, we got them. So, little over a year ago. When we first got them, first adopted them, they were rescues from a shelter. They had already had 1 failed foster because the cats had been treated very badly in ways that I don't want to say on stream because I know some people are sensitive about that sort of thing, but suffice it to say, some people in this world are terrible human beings. But we took in the cats, and over the past year, they have really opened up from being shy around every human forever to being just little sweethearts. And one of them... Oh, hello. Ooh, we're marked. I didn't save. Hang on a sec, we didn't get a backstrike and I didn't save. But, one of them tends to class change into Explorer parentheses naughty when she gets hungry. And she starts getting a lot bolder when she's hungry. And what she's been doing now is just coming up to me and walking all over my laptop. And a few moments ago, when I started telling this whole story, she actually somehow managed to find a combination of keys to get the hotkey to open up a an emoji selector. And I'm starting to think... I have closed the emoji selector, but I'm starting to think I should just leave an active text field in chat, just in case this cat decides she has anything to add to the conversation. I don't think a Metang at level 67 has any recoil moves, but I'm going to stop damaging it here, just in case. And guard, if I got a shiny Metang with the rare mark instead of the chosen one, I'd be totally cool with that. I don't have any rare marks yet. Breloom, stop expelling your poison. We've been over this many times. Oh, I love being surrounded by Beldums and Metangs like this. The only way it could be better is if there were also Metagrosses. But I am glad I found a Metang instead of a Beldum. Because again, I already have a Beldum. Just taking another look at all the Beldums and Metangs surrounding me. Because again, I love it. This is one fast Metang. The fact that it's got both iron defense and agility definitely helps our odds of being able to catch it without it struggling. Because it's got a lot of PP to work through. I haven't been paying attention to how many balls I've thrown. So, it wants to be really fast and it wants me to be really slow. You know what? Let's ever so slightly increase our odds of catching this thing. Why not? And that ought to do. Breloom, please. And yeah, the Metang can't hurt itself, and I don't think it can hurt me anymore either. It's certainly not trying to, at least. But I feel like it should still have more Meteor Mashes in there. Well, folks, my cat does indeed have a message for you. She didn't send it herself, but she did type it. Now, my laptop is a Mac, which means that it's fairly easy to get special characters like this. It's not... She didn't have to type in any alt codes or anything. She had to hold the Option key and then press the period or greater than key to get this, so... She didn't have to do any special typing, she just put her paw in one place and it typed this character, but there you go. Cat says greater than, and hey, we got it. Greater than or equal to, rather. And I guess we caught it because this ball was greater than or equal to the Metang. Alright, let's see if this is Metang the Chosen One, or if it's something else. Metang the Early Riser. We take those. But we've still got 1332 left to find Beldum or Metang the Chosen One. My cat has another very important message for you all. This one's longer than the last one. She had to do some actual typing for it. And I'll send it in a moment. Just to build anticipation. And here we go. There's the message she typed. Truly, it is profound in its wisdom. Scholars will be attempting to decipher it for ages, to glean what knowledge it can bring us. And the cats are now fed, so there will probably be no further wisdom imparted. At least not during this stream. Even if I don't manage to find another shiny Beldamormatang on this stream, it will already have been quite successful. Considering I got a Beldum the Chosen One, and I have gotten multiple shinies, including shiny Chosen Ones. Including some shiny Chosen Ones that I actually wanted to have shiny versions of, and yeah, ones that I directly wanted and don't mind having chosen ones of. Like, I'm gonna have a shiny King Gambit the Chosen One. That's pretty cool. Shiny Pokemon that I would use and have as the Chosen One are neat to have, especially because you can only get chosen ones on your birthday. I've already accomplished every goal I came here with. I have caught every shiny that I have specifically wanted to hunt. At least one of. Didn't get 2 Finizons, but oh well. Got 1. There have been no failures during this stream. That's what matters. That is a successful stream. And some of the successes were very quick. The Orthworm and Bisharp come to mind. Just had another case of a Beldum pretending to be shiny using the lighting. And when I'm going this way, like that Beldum to the left, if I'm going this way, the Beldum directly ahead. If they're facing the same way I am, like the way the light hits them, it makes them look silver. I know that the shinies also have golden claws instead of silver ones, but like, the fact that Beldums can pretend that well to be shiny makes it a little trickier of a hunt than it would otherwise be. Ultimately not that tricky. It's not like trying to spot a shiny Tadbulb in the wild. It's not like trying to spot a shiny Minior in the wild. But it's not the easiest in the world, especially not for a shiny that is actually a completely different color. There are some shinies that are completely different colors that are much easier to spot. Yes, spotting shiny Gyarados is hilariously easy. Shiny Litten is also hilariously easy. I can tell you that from experience, having spotted 3 of them earlier this stream. Another pretender. I like how the first Beldum we found with a mark was Beldum the Chosen One. It was the first thing I caught on this stream. It knew that it was the Chosen One. It's going to be Metagross the Chosen One before too long. But for now, it's Beldum the Chosen One. ran into this one while figuring out that the one on the left there was also a pretender. And looks like our sandwich is done. And thus, so too, endeth our shiny hunting. So let's get everyone we got in one place. We got these 3. And these 3. And these 2. And that was it. This one's not shiny, but it is the chosen one. So we got 3 shiny chosen ones, 2 of which I would actually use on a team, plus 5 other shinies, and 1 Beldum, the chosen one, who will become a Metagross, the chosen one, today. On stream. And he's gonna do it while he's awake and not asleep, so let's go heal up so that he is awake for it. But yeah, 8 shinies in just 3 hours is not the worst. Not at all. Especially not when they're all shinies that I actually cared about. I mean, sure, I didn't need a Matang, but it's still marked. Yeah, 8 shinies, 5 of which are marked. Not bad. And 3 of them with marks that are a 0% chance for minimum 364 days a year. And I have more than enough rare candies to just do this. Now it is Matang, the chosen one. And now Metagross, the chosen one. I like how my phone and my Pokeball are just floating there. Yeah, Metagross is waving at you, manipulating this Pokeball with its psychic powers. That's what's happening here. You better be waving to Metagross. Alright, so that's it for this stream. Thanks, folks, for dropping by to watch and chat and all that. I will be back tomorrow for Tanzia Tuesday. We're going to do some Monster Hunter 3U multiplayer. Because, I mean, we only have so long to still be able to do that. Servers are closing on April 8th, which is far too soon. So yeah, see you tomorrow for some 3U, friends. Bye-bye.